This is the Unit 3 video submission for Columbia Southern University, Class HLS 6302, Homeland Security, Professor Dr. Karen Milligan. There are 5 points in this, and we'll go over each one, and the references will be cited. Number 1, do you believe that the Patriot Act is still needed today? In my opinion, yes, I believe it is still needed today for the necessity of treating both domestic and international terrorism. We have a lot of subversive groups that are in the United States and also influenced from outside the United States. For example, in a paper written by Brian Doherty, 2021, Patriot Act, Poisonous Tree, he references reasons of the roving wiretaps. Roving wiretaps are a necessity, in my opinion, and also stated by him in the paper, which will be referenced, that when you are looking for a person or persons or a group, you don't want to let them know that you're looking for them. Some people gauge this as an invasion of privacy, which I'll cover in the next portion, but the necessity of having these necessary for isolating these groups and being able to take them into custody without their knowledge that they're being surveilled is paramount. Also, the Lone Wolf Act. The Lone Wolf provision, which he points out as well, has not been quote unquote used by the government, but we do know a lot of lone wolf terrorists, as we have seen in the past, such as with the Oklahoma City bombing. Number 2, do you believe the Patriot Act infringes on civil liberties? I do and do not believe that it does. There's a fine line there, and I will point that out. If you look at the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, they point out a lot of problems that have arose from the Patriot Act, infringing on civil liberties such as the First Amendment and the Fourth Amendment. The intrusion in the Fourth Amendment is what they pointed out in their paper. It's on the ACLU website, National Security, Privacy, and Surveillance under the Patriot Act, which will be referenced as well. They make the claim that between 2003 and 2006, the total of 192,499 national security letters were issued, which only resulted in 1 terrorism arrest. They said that the Patriot Act violated the privacy by doing this. But within those national security letters, we were able to stop drug trafficking, human trafficking, financial crimes. So a lot of it was covered also which finances terrorism. So it was, in a sense, still financing and still stopping that finance of terrorism, and it was acting under the Patriot Act. The American Association of Law Libraries in November of 2011 also reiterated that point of those national security letters were issued and 1 arrest of terrorism, but all the other arrests still were under that umbrella. I believe it is a violation of the Fourth Amendment to obtain a person's phone, credit, computer, and credit card banking histories without a warrant, but it must be clear and concise beyond reasonable doubt for the reason to use that Patriot Act as opposed to going through normal channels. Number 3, the court cases shown that violated the rights of the people by the Patriot Act. In a release dated January 30th, 2007, a federal court judge in New York named Moreno found that the Patriot Act did in fact violate, the Section 505 did in fact violate the rights of the individuals under the First and Fourth Amendment. In his decision, he pointed out that the government violated the rights of the internet service providers and other businesses by having unchecked authority and no judicial review. This, in fact, had a complete straight-up violation because the government was acting outside of its purview. Number 4, do you believe that the DHS has lived up to its mission? Absolutely. And I'm kind of biased on this because I am with the Coast Guard, so I am with the Department of Homeland Security. They continue to do so every single day. Drug interdictions, the Department of Homeland Security on the border, controlling our border, stopping people from coming across. In our textbook, Understanding Homeland Security, on page 8, we see a notation on October 8th, 2011, that President Bush signed Executive Order 13228 for the Department of Homeland Security and Homeland Security Council to be formed by under Martin G. 2019, Understanding Homeland Security, 3rd edition. In Appendix B, the National Preparedness Goal was outlined, which shows everything that is necessary for us to operate in now and in the future to stop domestic and international terrorist threats from operating on our shores. Also, what steps we must take to help stop the financing of those. And also, there is a document dated February 4th, 2022 from the Homeland Security, which is highlighting the successes of the prior year. This document will be referenced. It is a February 2022 strong year progress to the Department of Homeland Security. Number 5. Where do you see this DHS? Where do you see the DHS investigations in the next 20 years? I see it expanding to encompass everything that is expanding every day. Cyber terrorism, human trafficking, dark web, drug trafficking, and financing, by using shell companies to be able to take money, deposit it in one place, basically to launder it and bring it over to the other organizations so that they can use it and it's clean money. The future of Homeland Security, there is a document called the Future of Homeland Security Program Fiscal Years 2024 to 2028 Executive Summary, dated August 21st, 2023, from the dhs.gov website, which will be referenced lower in the lower portion of the video. It spells out all of the initiatives and the advancements for the operations and analytical programs that are going to be necessary, as well as the budgetary necessity to facilitate that. Reinforcing critical infrastructure through FEMA. Being able to operate and work analytical programs for computer scientists to stop any computer intrusion, such as cyber terrorism. All of these programs will be encompassed, and they're going to evolve, such as everything we do evolves every single day. The department is going to evolve. As such, every other military department is going to evolve. Every military, police, everything is going to evolve to meet the threat. But the threat cannot only be viewed as an international threat, domestic terrorism. That's why the Department of Homeland Security, key words there, Homeland Security, protecting our homeland. The necessity for us to have the people, men and women of the United States, protecting it under the National Security Act, under the Department of Homeland Security, and being able to go forward every single day knowing that what we do under the Patriot Act is justified and is necessary for the protection of our people. Thank you.